911. How can I help you? And what is your location? I don't know where my location is. I'm somewhere deep in a forest around open land. Something is out here. It's trying to kill me. It already had killed three of my best friends. Can you please send someone out here because it's going to kill me next? Sir, please relax and calm down. Take a deep breath and breathe out. I have to know where you are and your location. Do you have any types of things you can see outside to help me? There's nothing out here. I'm in this old abandoned house. There's nothing but trees and nothing but forest and nothing but open land all around me. Can you please help me? I need your help. I don't want to die. This monster is out there. I know that he probably have seen me run into this house. And I know he's waiting for his chance to get me. What does this thing look like? It has sharp teeth, very long arms. He's really tall. He he tore my friends apart. He he's outside right now. I can hear him. I can hear him walking up to the building. Please help me. Sir, we're trying to locate you. We're trying to find your cell phone and the last thing where it pinged. Please relax. We will help you. Do you have a weapon? I can't defend myself against this thing. I don't know what it is. It 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 tore my friends apart. How many times I have to tell you? I have no way to defend myself. There's nothing in here. It's empty in here. I gotta run, sir. Please, stay where you are. I have to get out of here. He's trying to come through the front door. He's already in here. Help me. Me and my friends, we just love to travel across the country, no matter where we go. If it was Nevada, if it was to Las Vegas, if it was California, to New York, to Washington, D.C., even if we travel to the forest, or we travel to open land, or to the rivers, we just love to travel. We like to get up and just go. So we made plans for this weekend to go for a nice long ride. So my friend Eddie said, you know what? I found this app on Google App. It's supposed to show you different places that you can go. Only thing you do is it will make these coordinates and you will head to these coordinates. I said, that sounds like a good idea. My boy Miss, hell no. We just get in the car and just go ride and find our own shit. Why do we need some motherfucking piece of broke ass app to tell us where we should go? Man, stop bitching. Y'all two gonna start arguing. We not even getting in the car yet. We still gotta go and pick up Sean. So we packed up our bags. We made sure we had all the things that we needed to go on this trip because it was gonna be a very long ride. And we just got up and started to go. Of course, I was driving. And it didn't take us so long for them to two start arguing again. So we pulled up and picked up my friend Sean. Sean brought the biggest suitcase I've ever seen in my life. He jammed it in the back trunk, and we started on our journey. It was really fun. We started talking. Most of us slept. Most of us, had to stop to go to the bathroom. We considered even staying at a hotel at once, but we changed our mind because we said we can go to our destination and we could probably set up a tent and set up a camping and we can just stay out there and enjoy wildlife. So we started driving for a good 4 hours. And then 5 hours passed, 6 hours passed. And next thing you know, we ended up at our destination. Now, let me tell you a little about this destination because I just didn't understand it. There was no people. There was no gas station. There was no convenience stores. There were no schools, no houses. It was just open land with a forest smack dab right in the middle. So we were running out of gas and it was getting a little bit dark. So we pulled to the side. We got all our bags out. We set up camp. I made a perfect campfire. I could do say so for myself. Then we wanted to eat our food that we already had, but I'm like, you know what? Let's go fishing. Let's try something new. We went out to try to go fishing, but us being black, sorry to say this, but we wasn't good fishermen. So we packed our poles back into the car, and then we just sat there and we had our food that we already had in our bags. So we sat by the fire. We had beautiful conversations about different things in life. We also had our arguments. We also had our debates. And next thing you know, we looked up at the sky and we looked at these beautiful bright stars. Trillions of them. And we just sat there and we stared. And next thing you know, my friend Miz kept staring off into the deep open field. And he said, I swear to God, I think somebody's watching us. I started laughing. I'm like, come on, Miz. There's nobody out here. I haven't seen not one animal. So there's nothing out here. I mean, everything is just dead. So we're the only ones here, man. Miz turned around, and then Miz looked off again and said, I swear to God, I see something. What is that? Ed turned around, motherfucker, and then he's seen it. I see it too. It's right there, but I couldn't see it. Eddie, being ignorant as he always been, he said, you blind motherfucker, it's right there. Can you see it? No, I can't. Sean's like, I can see it. It's right there. You can't see his eyes? It's looking dead at us. Then I end up seeing it. And then it gotten closer. But it didn't make any sound. And then it got slap dab into the middle of the opening, about 300 feet away from us. It was so tall, we heard it breathing, and we heard it grunting, and we heard it just open its mouth, and you heard his teeth grinding against each other. Then Eddie pulled out his flashlight and flashed it towards it. And we saw the face of this monster or this thing, and it roared at us. And then we all just started to get up and run. Ed fell, got up, and started running as fast as he can. Miz tripped over the line of the tent. I got up and I ran to the car, telling everybody, let's get in the car, but nobody listened. Everybody ran towards the forest. I got in the car, started trying to start my car. The monster ran full speed and hit my car. As soon as I got out of it, I rolled on the ground and watched my car do so many tumbles and fell into a ditch. I looked up. The monster stared right at me, and it roared this monster's roar that almost makes your ears explode. I got up and I started to run, and I run as fast as I can. He was chasing right after me. You heard his feet banging on the ground as he chased me. As I ran through the forest, he's knocking over trees. You hear him making this grunting and screaming noise. And next thing you know, I got to his ravine, and next thing you know, I turned around, he was gone. I heard Eddie saying, no, no, please, no. So I ran towards Eddie's direction. I ran as fast as I can, stumbling, tripping, getting up, running, and I get over to Eddie, but Eddie is already gone. The monster has him in his mouth. The monster looks at me as he chews on Eddie. And as he grabs both of his head and his legs, and he rips them apart in his mouth, and he throws them on the ground. And he opens his mouth, and Eddie drops right out of his mouth, right onto the ground. I looked in shock. He looked at me, and he screamed again. And I started to run. He chased me again down the side of the ravine, splashing water, throwing his long claws at me, missing me. And I'm saying, God, please help me. No, please stop. And I get into this other part of the forest. Once again, he's gone. And I'm sitting up there and I'm crying because Eddie is dead. I hear Miz. AC, where are you? So I ran towards Miz's voice. And I got down to this little hill. And Miz was down in this little area of these trees. So I went down there to him. And I'm like, Miz, are you okay? He said, yes. Where's Eddie? Where's Sean? And I told him Eddie's gone. And he's like, what? Eddie's not fucking gone. I said, Eddie's gone. And Miz started cursing and said, I'll kill that motherfucker. He killed my friend. I'll kill him. Miz, we have to find the way to get the hell out of here. We have no time for that. We have to find Sean and we have to get the fuck out of here. So I grabbed Miz by his shirt and I started pulling him up the mountain side. And then we got to this little road in the forest. So we started walking around this road and we didn't know where we were going. It looked like we were lost. Then Miz was up there talking about, I'm so tired. I need to sit down for a few minutes. He said, Miz, we can't sit down. This monster's around here. He might find us. We have to find Sean. Then Miz was like, please, just for a few minutes. Let me just sit down for a few minutes. My heart is beating so fast. You know about my heart problems. So me and Miz sat down while I was on the look. I grabbed something like a stick or something to protect us. And I'm sitting there watching, looking around. Next thing you know, I turned around just for a second to look back at Miz. Miz was gone. And I'm like, Miz, where are you? Where did you go? Next thing you know, I heard this loud scream and Miz saying, no. I looked up. Miz was in this monster's hand. And as the monster looked at me and smiled, he crushed Miz in his hand. Miz exploded like he was just a ketchup pack in someone's hand. And all of his blood went on me. And I sit there and I fall to my knees. And I looked at this monster. This monster smiles at me and he turns around and he walks away. And I'm like, you bastard. And I threw something at him. But he kept on walking, stumping his feet, knocking all the trees down through the forest. I sat there and I screamed out as I seen Miz's body laying on the ground. And I'm crying. And I want to know why. What did I do to deserve my friends to die? Next thing you know, I heard Sean. AC! I need help! I broke my ankle! So I'm running through the forest. And I said, keep on yelling so I can find you. So he's yelling. And I get over to him. He's on the ground with his ankle twisted in the opposite direction. And I said, you need to stand up. And I'm going to hold you so you can walk. Man, what's up with Miz? What's up with Eddie? I can't talk about that now. I need to get you somewhere so you can, we need to get out of here. We need to find somewhere, a road. We need to find somebody to help us because we cannot stay here. Okay. So I grabbed him, pulled him up. We started walking and he was limping. He was really heavy. He was about 200 and something pounds. So it was like I was carrying a boulder on my around my neck. So I'm getting tired. I only walked about 100 feet and I sat Sean down and I'm Sean, I might have to reposition your ankle. He said, I'll do it. So I gave him something to put in his mouth and I repositioned his ankle and I heard the loudest scream ever from him. And he almost passed out. And I got to his head before he hit his head against the tree and I woke him up. I said, we have to go. Can you walk? I think I can. So he started limping as best as he can to walk beside me as I hold him and try to keep him up. And next thing you know, I hear the screech. And I said, we have to walk a little bit faster. So I try to put him on my back. So he's on my back and all his weight is on me. So I'm running through the forest trying not to trip and fall. And I'm hearing these banging and knocking down trees and screams and everything. And I'm running as fast as I can with him. And this is more adrenaline than anything else. I carried him for at least about 500 yards. And then I tripped and fell. And we both rolled down this little ditch. I hurt my back. And I'm like, oh my God, my back. So Sean was like, go without me. I'll go and hide somewhere. Just go and find help. I'm like, I'm not leaving you. Sean said, you got to leave me here. You cannot carry me. I'm a burden. You have to go and find help. Go. You have to. You got to find help for all three of us. I didn't want to tell Sean what happened to Miz and Eddie. So I said, okay, please. Here, I try to cover him up with grass and some sticks so the monster will not see him. So I ran off and I'm running, but I didn't even get 100 feet and I heard this, no, please. And I ran back and I seen the monster stamping on top of Sean's waist. And Sean let out this horrible gargling scream, blood coming out of his mouth. And he's looking at me and he's smiling. And he takes his nails and he cuts his head off. He grabs his head and he threw it at me. I ducked and he turned around and looked at me. And then he started to chase me. And I'm running as hard and I'm running as fast as I can. And I get into the middle of the ravine and I turn around, he's gone again. And I screamed the loudest scream of cursing out God and asking why he did this to me. Why is my friends gone and why am I alive? So I continuously running in this open field and I happened to see this light. And I happened to run over and I seen this abandoned barn. So I run into it. A lantern still shines inside of it. So I'm thinking people must be here. So I'm looking around to see if anybody's in there. It was nobody in there. So I tried to hide beneath the hay. But I made sure I locked the door first. And I stood on top of the barn to look out the window. I just kept on hearing things. I kept on looking around. I didn't know what was going on. So I called 911. The dispatcher told me he would be here in minutes, but I know he couldn't find me because I don't even know where I am. There's no location. The GPS gave us nothing but numbers and not a location. I looked outside. I still see nothing. I called 911 again. The same dispatcher came on, and next thing you know, I heard his banging and scratching. And I turned around, and the monster was coming through the door. And I let out this loud scream as the monster grabbed my leg and broke my ankle and broke my leg and ripped my leg off. And I'm screaming in agony. He grabbed me again, and he ripped my other leg off. And I yelled to the 911 dispatcher, please help me. Please, sir, we have somebody coming for you. And then it was silence.